My husband ignored me until he got mistaken for my boy best friend. For months, Brandon had been treating me like a roommate. No conversations, no interest in my life, always too tired to listen. Meanwhile, my best friend Alex had been my emotional support, daily calls, remembering everything, actually caring about my feelings like a real friend should. Thursday evening, I was at the office working late when Brandon randomly showed up with takeout. His first thoughtful gesture in forever, probably because his mom guilted him. My coworker Jenny immediately spotted him and rushed over excitedly. "Oh my god, you must be Alex. I've heard so much about you." Finally putting a face to the name, Brandon looked completely confused as she continued gushing enthusiastically. "She talks about you literally every single day. You sound like such an incredibly amazing friend to have around." My manager Kevin walked by and shook Brandon's hand very enthusiastically. "Alex, finally meeting the absolute legend himself. Thanks for always being there for her consistently. She really needed someone who actually listens to her problems." I watched Brandon's face slowly change as more and more coworkers surrounded him eagerly. "You're the one who calls her during lunch breaks every day. So incredibly sweet that you always check on her mental health regularly. And you actually remember her mom's surgery appointment," Tom added, impressed. "Her husband completely forgot about it, but you sent beautiful flowers immediately." Brandon stood completely frozen as my entire office praised him enthusiastically for being everything he'd stopped being to me recently. They were celebrating him for basic human decency. "Honestly," Jenny whispered loudly to others, "you're such a significantly better friend than her husband is a spouse. She's incredibly lucky to have you." Brandon's face went completely pale, realizing another man had become more emotionally present in my daily life than he was. The exact moment we got to the car, Brandon completely broke down. "I'm him," he said quietly with his voice shaking. "I'm your husband, the one they all think is absolutely terrible." I just stared at the steering wheel silently. "I know exactly who you are. How long has it been this incredibly bad?" he asked, his voice cracking with emotion. "6 months," I said honestly and directly. "Maybe even longer than that. I stopped trying to get your attention after you missed my promotion celebration completely." Brandon was quiet for a full minute. Then he said something that genuinely surprised me. "I want to meet Alex personally." "What do you mean?" "I want to meet the man who's been the husband I should have been. I want to understand what I've been missing." The next weekend, Alex came over for dinner with us. Brandon was visibly nervous, but genuinely determined. He listened carefully as Alex and I talked, really watching how Alex engaged with my stories, asked thoughtful follow-up questions, remembered specific details from weeks ago. "You make her laugh genuinely," Brandon said to Alex later privately. "I forgot she had that beautiful laugh." Alex looked uncomfortable with the situation. "Brandon, I'm just being a friend honestly, but she deserves someone who truly sees her." After Alex left our house, Brandon turned to me with tears in his eyes. "I want to be the person they mistook me for. I want to earn back the right to be your emotional support. It's going to take significant time," I said firmly, "and consistency. Not just one dinner." "I know," he said, "but I almost lost you to someone who just treated you like a human being. That's absolutely terrifying." 6 months later, my coworkers finally met the real Brandon. Jenny pulled me aside and whispered, "Okay, now I see why you married him. He actually listens when you talk." The transformation wasn't instant or perfect. Brandon had to learn how to ask about my day and actually wait for the answer. He started setting phone reminders to check on me during stressful work projects. He began remembering the small details that Alex had always noticed, my favorite coffee order, when I had important meetings, even my mom's doctor appointments. Alex noticed the change too. Our daily calls became weekly, then occasional. Not because our friendship faded, but because Brandon was finally filling the emotional space he'd abandoned. Alex was proud of both of us, me for setting boundaries, Brandon for doing the work. You know what the weirdest part is? Brandon told me one evening while we cooked dinner together, something we'd started doing regularly. "I thought being emotionally present would be exhausting, but paying attention to you actually makes me feel more connected to my own life."